Good evening everybody, Christopher from Getting Into Prepping. In today's video we will be doing some pickling of vegetables. I can proudly boast and say that the cucumbers that we're going to use today are from our garden, and the rest of the stuff we did buy, but yeah, we're getting there. One of these days the garden will be providing for us and we will be able to do the process with the stuff that's from our garden. So with that said, welcome to Elma's kitchen. She's the boss of this kitchen. I am just the assistant sous chef sometimes, if I'm allowed. So I'm just going to ask her to say hello, Elma.
Hi.
Right. With that being said, let's get into the video and do some serious pickling today. Hope you enjoy it. So just for full disclosure, this is not the first time that we're doing the pickling thing. We have pickled some stuff in the past. I remember that we did some onions. We also did some chilies or peppers that we got on a special. So we've done it before, but we haven't done it like this before. So we're actually getting into really getting into prepping and getting to hone our skills with regard to the pickling of vegetables. The reason being that we have now got a bit of a garden patch at the back as well, and we are getting some produce from the garden, and we will definitely use that in future also to pickle and to make sure that we actually be able to preserve it and to use it. So with that said, we are not claiming to be experts, but we're not total novice. Wink wink. So yeah, let's do it. So yeah, now we're preparing the pickle mix. I've got 2 cups of water in there. Just going to put 2 cups of vinegar, white vinegar for the first batch. Put 2 cups of white vinegar in there. Put that aside. And then there's some argument whether we should use 1 or 2 salt, but we're going to settle for 1. So, 1 salt and 2 teaspoons of, not teaspoons, tablespoons of brown sugar, and we're just going to add the pickling mix, and then we're just going to bring everything to a boil. And oh, it smells good. We'll just bring everything to a boil, and then once that is done, we will invite you back for the next step. So we're done with the pickling spice. The pickling spice has taken only a few minutes to boil. The way I understand it, I've never done it like this magnitude, but the way I understand it is you actually just have to make sure that the sugar is dissolved, and that is done. And as you can see, it's looking good. It's smelling even better. I just got a whiff of that vinegar in the beginning. It knocked me off my feet almost. But now we're just going to put the pickling spice into the bottles. So part of the process that we are currently doing here is just to boil or paraboil, or whatever you want to call it, the vegetables that we're going to put into the jars. So it's just been cooking for about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, just to soften it a little bit. From here it will then be put into the different jars, and then we will add the pickling sauce, if you want to call it like that. Just for the record, these blue hands that you see, it's not part of the Smurfy of Eats. It's my wife. She prefers doing the love thing. I don't. So Elma is just going to start packing the bottles for us so that we can have something to start off with. She says we must only do 1 bottle so that you don't see how vraatsig we are. So yeah, we're just going to do the 1 bottle here, and then we're going to, while we're waiting for the pickle spice to actually get cooking and mixed up like we're supposed to, and then we're just gonna continue with that. So she's just filling up the one bottle for us now. So we'll be back shortly. All that we did now is we just transferred the pickle mix into a bowl, into a that thing, and we're just gonna pour everything in there, and just to get it all in. And we're also gonna add some of the leaves. It does smell very nice, so we're just gonna do that for now, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we've now put the pickle mix in here in the bottles, and we're just going to close it up while it is still hot to make sure that it is properly sealed and ready to be stored in that fashion. So for the second batch, we just used brown vinegar instead of the white vinegar. Just a personal preference for that, because now we are going to continue with the cucumbers and the onions. Elma is just gonna do the filling of that, and once we've done with that, we'll be right back. Yeah, so Elma is just filling the last cans to the brim, putting some of the pickling spice in there as well. So what we need to do now is to actually just close it up and let it stand for a while before we can actually dig into it. So we managed to do 8. We managed to do 8 bottles of canning here. We've got 2 onions, 3 cucumbers, and 3 bottles of carrots, cauliflower, onions, and some serious garlic. So yeah, looking forward to give you some feedback in the near future on how it turned out. But with that, let's do the next step. Yeah, as you can see, all that remains now is we close the bottles up, just to make sure that everything is neatly spiced or properly spiced. Elma is just turning them upside down as well, and making sure that the spice are right through the whole bottle. And yeah, now we just have to wait. So that's the video on our pickling then. We will be waiting about between, let's say, a week to 2 weeks before we dig into it. But yeah, with that said, we have finalized the process. We've managed to get a couple of good bottles of pickling. So in a future video, we will just update you. So I just want to say thank you to Elma for assisting. I don't know who assisted who today, but thank you very much for your help as well. I hope that you also learned something. And yeah, keep on prepping.
Bye.